What's up, guys? Welcome back. Today we're coming at you with a Metalfoes deck profile. Metalfoes is just a deck that I've always loved fusion decks, and this has always been like a combination between like Shaddoll's and Pendulum. So I've really always just had a real fascination with this deck. So let's jump into this deck profile and let's see what we're coming at you with. All of them are normal monsters. It's the level 7. We got one full flame. Just make sure every one with the same effect for the pendulum effect. Pop it, get a spell or trap to the field, get your plays going from there. Running 3 Gold Driver, 3 Silver Steed, 3 Stealing, and lastly running the 1 and 3 of the rare Metalfoes Bismuth. Now this card right here, I really like it a lot. I would like it if they would have made it other than a level 1. That way you could actually be able to pendulum summon back out. But whenever it's popped, being able to get that search is very useful to you, very helpful to you, and just helps you get a lot of plays going the way you want to. I like it as a high scale over the Bowl Flame and some of the other cards, because this can be in the pin scale, but once you've already popped it one time, being able to get it back is very helpful to you in the pin scale. I do not run the Magician Soul build. It is a very good build. Magician Soul is amazing in this deck, but an alternative to that, I'm running 3 Barbaboon. This card is very good in this deck. It gives it really the consistency that you want it to have. To be able to normal summon or special summon this card, get a draw, put whatever you want back into the deck, and then whenever it's destroyed, you can special summon either 1 out or 2 of them out, draw up to that, and then just be able to modulate your hand, change whatever cards you don't want, and get the cards that you do need, and I like that a lot. And on top of that, I'm running 3 Zodiac Whiptail. Zodiac is a very formidable deck. It can be very problematic depending on the plays that come about and how they set up their boards, because they run anywhere from 9 to 12 to 15 hand traps in a deck, which is very crazy. That's in counting, your infinite impermanent stuff like that. So being able to have a build that can use some of the Zodiac cards to your advantage. Also, you can use it to, if you don't get your Metalfoes plays going the way you want to be able to set up a board that you can at least put up some interruptions on your opponent, be very helpful to you. And also to Whiptail, making it so that whenever it battles a card, it just banishes that card straight out. So that is a very good thing that you can deal in the deck. And that's it for the monsters. Spell cards, running 2 Pot of Avarice. Pot of Avarice is very useful in this deck. The fact that you can use your Zodiac engine, spin them back into the extra deck, and just get a draw 2 cards will be very helpful to you. And you run into that situation a lot, and it helps you to really plus in the deck. Running 1 Zodiac Barrage. This is just to get a free, easy Zodiac monster to the field, or to be able to clear off certain cards off the field can be very helpful to you. Just a very all-around good search card. To help with get the Zodiac monster into the hand as fast as possible, run also 3 Fire Formation Tinky, just to be able to get that beast onto the field. Also too, this is another card that you can pop with your Metalfoes monsters and help to just keep that advantage on the field. Also, to be able to help to get to the high level monster, we're running 3 Summoner's Art, just to be able to get to that monster as fast as possible, be able to get the consistency up for the deck. And also on top of that, running 2 Painful Decision. This is going to be able to allow you to get any of your lower level 4 lower Metalfoes monsters, and that can be very helpful. And just being able to send one of them to the graveyard and get a lot of plays set up that way. Also running the 1 Metalfoes Fusion and the 1 full Metalfoes Fusion. The Metalfoes Fusion, I'm debating on whether to bump that up to 2, and the only reason why I say that, if this does get sniped out of your graveyard, you're going to be dead in a lot of your plays, and you're not going to be able to get the draw card that you want to get. No, you don't want to draw into it, but if it gets sniped out, that could be problematic for your plays. But also the 1 full Metalfoes fusion is a very good card. Being able to set up plays on your opponent's turn, very helpful to you, and I like it a lot also. Also, to be able to set up plays on the opponent's turn, run the 1 super polymerization. This is just to be able to get board clearance on your opponent's side of the field. That's the main thing that you want to get, is just make sure you can break their field and just go for that heavy OTK push. Also running the 1 emergency teleport. This is just to be able to make sure we get those monsters out there to the field, keep field presence, and just be able to, if you have to do super poly, you can do it. And lastly, for the spell cards, is running the 1 Called by the Grave, because hand traps are problematic. This card needs to come back to 2 at least, in my opinion, but this card is very good. And also too, just being able to set it and snipe out your opponent's cards in their graveyard can be very, very helpful to you in slowing down them in their game state. And that's it for the spell cards. For the traps, I'm running 1 Metalfoes counter and 1 Metalfoes combination. I'm only running 1 of each of both of these. Like I said, if I was running the Magician's Souls, I'd run combination at 2, but 1 in this build is perfectly fine. One other thing, if we had Electromite back, this most definitely needed to be at 2. Very good card, but like I said, running 1 and 1 of each of these is very helpful too. And lastly, for the traps, I'm running 1 skill drain, because if push comes to shove, you're already running normal monsters, make your opponent run normal monsters also, and you just go to a beatdown battle after that. But that's it for the main deck. For the extra deck, running the 1 full Metalfoes Akaheist. A lot of people that play Metalfoes don't like this card, but I think it's a very good card for interruption purposes for your opponent. Being able to just slow them down, very helpful to you. And just getting those little pesky monsters off the field can be very good. Running 2 Mithrilium. Once again, if we had Electromite back to at least 1, this card would be even better. But just being able to spin your Metalfoes cards back into the deck, keep them constantly generating, is very good. Being able to get that targeted removal from off your opponent's field, whatever pesky card there is, very helpful to you. Running 1 Ori Hulk. This card is just all around good. If it leaves the field, just being able to get that free send on your opponent's field. And a lot of your plays you want to set up that way so that you can always counteract your opponent's play. So very good, and also a very good beater for the deck. Speaking of beaters for the deck, I'm running the 2 fusion monsters that can be used with the super polymerization. Just being able to wipe your opponent's 2 monsters off your opponent's side of the field, or 1 monster depending on how plays pan out for you, can be very helpful to you. It's like I said, I look at this as a control deck. I don't try to do a lot of crazy plays, but just being able to make sure that we can keep the board presence in perspective is very helpful. I also run the Odd Eyes Vortex and Odd Eyes Absolute. We have the level 7s in here. I have to sneak some Odd Eyes in here somewhere, so just being able to get Odd Eyes, being able to kick the monsters back in, getting that free negate is very helpful for us. Speaking of that, we're running, like I said, we're running the Zodiac engine, so we're running the 1 Shakunan, 1 Tiger Mortar, and the 1 Trident. I was thinking about running in the Hammer Kong, but it's just I didn't want to put that much space into the extra deck for that, so that's the only reason why I didn't. Shakunan, be able to get that free special summon. Same thing with the Tiger Mortar, and just Trident's just an all-around good card. Just being able to make sure you get that free interruption, free pop on the field, be very problematic for your opponent. Your opponent can play around it, but being able to make sure that you have interruption on the field is very, very good. Also running the 1 card that should have never been printed. Sky Thunder is just an amazing card. If your XYZ monster battles, just being able to make sure that you can just overlay this and then just constantly keep spinning stuff off your opponent's field as long as you have 2 materials to detach. Also, it's going to be able to load up its own material, so it's a very crazy card. This card should have never been printed, but as long as we can play it while we can. Very good card. I'm also running the 1 Cross Sheep. Because of the fusion plays, being able to keep bringing monsters back out of the graveyard can be very problematic for your opponent. Also, too, going to XYZ plays can really help you benefit and minusing your opponent out. So, very good card for this deck. I'm also running the 1 Heat Fire Charmer. This is just a very good card for it being a fire deck, making it so that we can get the plus for the fire out of the deck, get a free search, and just be able to also be able to special summon backfire monsters out of the graveyard. It's helpful for a lot of our plays. And lastly, I'm running the 1 Mega Cloths. This is just, we have the Zodiac cards, we might as well use them. If we can use them, abuse them, go into this very easily, keep our plays going the way we want to, and if push comes to shove, we can just stick this out there by itself, and it can be very problematic for a lot of decks to get over. But that's it for the deck profile, guys. Leave a comment in the comment section below, let us know what you think. Also too, if you're new to the channel, be sure to hit the subscribe button, find it right down there. Also too, if you liked the video, be sure to gun that like button. Thanks guys for all your love and support. We're out.